Good day. So, we are going to continue with the same revision tour 1. Yes, this is a part 2 of your chapter 1. Here we are going to learn about variables and assignments, simple input statement and output statement, and data types. Variables and assignments. So, variables, we've already seen in the last session about the difference between values and variables, right? A is equal to 10. Here, A is the variable. So, variable are the containers for storing data values. Yeah, A holds the value 10. So, A is a variable. So, this is the definition for variable. So, Python has no command for declaring the variable. We never declare, we just assign a value or get an input from the user from which the interpreter assumes or knows about the data type of a variable. In Python, to create a variable, we just assign to its name the value of appropriate type. Let's see an example. Let's see the example here. It is student equal to Jacob. Age is equal to 16. So here student is one variable, age is one variable. So student holds a string string value, which is Jacob enclosed within quotes, and age holds 16, which is an integer value, and this tells that age is an integer data type. So next comes dynamic typing. A variable pointing to a value of a certain type can be made to point a value or an object of different data type by using dynamic typing. So this is the process which is named as dynamic typing. Let's see the example. X is equal to 10, print X. X is equal to hello world, print X. Here X has two values. For the first print statement, it prints 10, and for the second print statement, it prints hello world. Yes, so the same variable is holding 10 in one instance and hello world, that is a string value, in another instance. So that's how dynamic typing is done. Next, about dynamic typing and static typing. Data type of a variable cannot be changed in static typing, but it is reverse. It is entirely reverse in dynamic typing. So next comes multiple assignment. In multiple assignment, we have assigning multiple values to multiple variables and same value to multiple variables. Yes, so first we are going to see about assign multiple values to multiple variables. So we take A, comma B is equal to 100, comma 200. So here if we print A and if we print B, A displays 100 and B displays 200. Within a single statement, we are assigning multiple values to multiple variables. So if we give the same in such a way that A is equal to 100, comma B is equal to 200. Is that correct? No, it is not. You can't do that because these are two separate statements. So you can't do in this manner. So Python has one special feature which is helping us to assign multiple values to multiple variables like A, comma B is equal to 100, comma 200. Now about assign the same value to multiple variables. You can assign the same value to multiple variables as shown in the example. A is equal to, B is equal to 100. Print A, print B. Both the values are 100 because we are assigning the same value to multiple variables, that is A and B. Okay. So now I guess that you people have understood the assignment of multiple values to multiple variables and single value to multiple variables. Now into simple input statement. Yeah. What is the inbuilt function we use for input statement? We have already studied, right? Yeah, that is input, open bracket, close bracket. So the input function allows user input. The user is allowed to give the input in the console after running the program. What is the syntax? Input, inside the bracket, prompt. So the parameter list is having prompt. What is a prompt? A string which is representing a default message before the input. Okay, so when we give the input statement, we give it with a variable that is equal to input of whatever string we want to display within quotes. Let's see a few examples for input function. Example 1, we see how input works in Python. It's a simple input statement. Here input string is equal to input of. We are not specifying any print statements here. We are not specifying any string within the input function. So we have a variable input string which is going to get a value. We haven't specified what kind of value it is. And input always provides only string values. So print the inputted string is input string. Here, whatever value, when we run it, the user has to specify the input value. He has to type. So this value is accepted, and when we press enter, the same value which is typed is being displayed. Clear? So next is example 2. In example 2, we are going to get input from user with a prompt. That is, within quotes, we are going to specify what we are going to do. So input string is equal to input of, enter a string, then print the inputted string is input string. Here input string is the variable. And we are specifying. If we don't provide the prompt no, what happens? The user will be puzzled because the same programmer will not be the user in all the cases. The user may differ. So when the end user is using the program, when he is running the program, he should know what is to be given as input. Only for this purpose we are using the prompt. Clear? Now comes output statement, Printoff. So what is Printoff? It's a function which prints the specified message to the screen or other standard output device. The message can be either a string or any other object, and this object will be converted into string before return to the screen. Screen is nothing but the console. When we run the program, we get a screen which is called as the console. Syntax, print, inside we have so many parameters, objects, separator, end, file and flush. So the parameter list with objects, any object, as many as you like, will be converted to string before printed. And comes the separator, that is SEP, which specifies what is the separator given. So this one is optional and it specifies how to separate the objects. If there is more than one output to be printed, and default it is space. End. This is also optional, specify what to print at the end. Default is \n, which tells it is a new line character. Next comes file, which is also optional, and it is an object with a write method. Default it is sys.stdout. Then comes flush, which is also optional, a boolean specifying if the output is flushed, that is true, or buffered, whether it is false. So default it is false. So let's see a few examples for print function. Example 1, print more than one object. Here print, within double quotes we have hello and there's a comma separator, then comes how are you. Hello, how are you. Here hello is a separate string and how are you is a separate string which is separated using space. Clear? Next comes printed tuple. Here x is a tuple and it has the values apple, bananas and cherry. So print x prints within a bracket apple, banana, cherry. Now comes example 3. Print two messages and specify the separator. Print hello, how are you? Separator equal to, we have 3 underscores. hyphens. Okay, so when we execute this code, we get the output as hello and then 3 hyphens, which are the separators, and then comes how are you. So this is how the print is explained using examples. Data types. Data types for numbers. We have integer data type. Within integer, we have signed integers, booleans, and comes floating point numbers, which is like decimal number with decimal point. Then comes the complex number, which has the real part and the imaginary part. And then comes the data type string. String is a sequence of Unicode characters. We can use single quotes or double quotes to represent the string. Multi-line strings can be denoted using triple quotes. Okay. So S is equal to, let's see an example where S is equal to, this is a string, Printoff S is equal to a multi-line, and the word string is typed in the next line. Then we give the print statement Printoff S. The output is, this is a string in one line, then a multi-line, you have a line break. In the new line, we get the same string, which is to change S of 5 to D. S of 5 is a blank space, but here we are trying to change it to D. Here it doesn't allow. Why? Because it is a immutable data type. List is an ordered sequence of numbers. In list, you can have even different data type values. Okay. So let's see an example here. A is equal to 1, 2.2, Python. Python is enclosed within quotes because it is a string. So 2.2 is a float data type, floating numbers, right? And 1 is integer. So the same variable A, which is a list, is holding an integer, a floating number, and then a string. So we can use the slicing operator, that is the square bracket, to extract an item or a range of items from a list. Okay. Here the index is starting from 0 as usual. Okay. We know very well that the lower bound is always 0. And let's see an example here. A is equal to, A is a list here which has 5, 10, 15 till 40. Okay. We have 8 numbers. And print A of 2. What is A of 2? A of 0 is 5, A of 1 is 10, and A of 2 is 15. Okay, so 15 is printed there. And next print statement, A of 0:3. So here we are trying to display 3 items from the list. Okay, 0, A of 0, A of 1 and A of 2. That is 5, 10 and 15. Next comes print A of 5:. So here we are not specifying the upper bound. So what it does, from A of 5, it prints till the end of the string, list. So we have A of 5 is 30, then comes 35, and the last element in the list is 40. So we get all the 3 elements displayed. So this is how the list is working. Let's see one more example to see that list is mutable. Mutable data type. So the value inside a list can be changed. It can be altered. Yeah. So A is equal to 1, 2, 3. So A of 2 is what? We are providing new value, that is 4. Yes. This 4 occupies or replaces 3, which is A of 2. So when we try to print A, we get 1, 2, 4, and initially it was 1, 2, 3. Clear? Next is tuple. Okay, tuple is an ordered sequence of items and it is similar to list, but only difference is list is mutable but tuple is immutable. Tuples once created cannot be modified. We know that very well, right? We have worked it out. So next, tuples are used to write protect data and are usually faster than list as they cannot change dynamically. It is defined within parenthesis, that is normal bracket, where items are separated by commas. Example, t is equal to 5 comma within quotes program comma 1 plus 3j, which is a complex number, program is string, 5 is integer. Next is, we are going to see a small segment of program for tuple. T is equal to 5 comma program comma 1 plus 3j. Here we are trying to print t of 1. But will it print it? It doesn't, because tuple is what? Tuple is immutable. Here we are trying to change the value, print. We are trying to print 0 to 3. What happens? It's not printing. What is the problem here? T of 0 is changed to 10. Okay, so I'm trying to change it to t of 0 is equal to 10 at the last statement. So what it does, it generates error. It doesn't show any of the output. Okay, so that is what is shown in the output section. Next is set. In set, we know already what is a set, right? It is an unordered collection of unique items. So set is defined by value separated by comma inside braces, that is flower braces. Yeah. So items in a set is not ordered. You can have in any order. It need not be sorted. Okay. A is equal to 5 comma 2 comma 3 comma 1 comma 5 comma 10. You can write in any way. Not an issue. So print A. What it does, it just prints A is equal to what? And print type of A. Type is a inbuilt function which will print what is the data type. It displays what is the data type of that particular variable. So here we are getting A is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, which is ordered when it is displayed, and the class is set when we are trying to print type of A. So I guess students, you have understood all the basic concepts about variables and assignments, that is about the multiple assignment, dynamic typing, static typing, and simple input statements, output statements, and also about the data types. So in this session, we have to cover only dictionary, which is left out, which will be covered in the next session. Yes, and I hope you people are recollecting whatever you have seen in your grade 11 with a feel like these things, these are very simple and I know these things. Why this teacher is spending time for this, right? This is how you are feeling, right? But no way, you have this for your 12th also. So in the exam point, and to get more expertise in your Python programming, basic is very important. Okay, let's meet again. Thank you.